from the South African Football Association. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. South Africans, good morning. Our president is unable to join us because of an urgent meeting. You know, when you win, there's a lot of meetings that happens out there. So he's not here with us, but we want to congratulate first the team and welcome them back because they've taken us to Egypt. That's the most important thing. He knows the mandate was to take us to Egypt, and they have done it under very hostile situation in Tunisia. We have seen, I'm sure you all watched the game, you have seen the support that was there for Libya, but the boys have gone out there and make South Africans proud. We want to thank them very much for the victory that they've come back with. But let me also thank the supporters. We have seen a number of supporters in a number of venues celebrating, supporting the boys. And because of that kind of support, we are sitting here today with a victory coach. And we must appreciate that we have gone out of our way as the South African Football Association to make sure that the coach and the team go there and come back with this result. We couldn't have done alone. We have our sponsors here, SAA and SAS and Castle. We thank them very much for the support. We know that without the support, the team wouldn't have done what they have done. Thank you very much. And Coach, thank you very much for the win. The HOD, thank you very much. And everybody, the technical team that supported the team throughout the journey to Egypt. Thank you very much. And the media, thank you for your support always. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Maria. And also, let's acknowledge, in absentia, our man of the match, Pesita, who's not here with us, along with several overseas-based players who had to travel back to their clubs. And next up in line is the head of delegation, Mr. Kwenzagwake Ngwenya, to also say a few words.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Thank you very much to our supporters, more especially to our coach, Stuart, our players, and South Africans at large. We dedicate this win to you supporters, to you South Africans. I know you have been waiting for it for quite long, but I must tell you, it was not easy. We thank Coach, we thank our boys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kwenzagwake Ngwenya. We also have in our midst the Technical Director of the South African Football Association, Neil Tovey, sir. Welcome. We have the captain of Bafana Bafana, Janine van Wyk. Welcome, ma'am. And the head coach of Bafana Bafana, Desiree Ellis, accompanied by the team manager, Lauren Duncan. Who am I missing out? There's friend Hilton Smith, who's in the technical director's office. And there's a lady, I must give you this information. There's a lady that is a good omen. Her name is Shailene Boysen. She's the performance analyst of the teams that have. She was with the under-17s when they qualified for the World Cup. She was with Bafana Bafana when they qualified for the World Cup, and just a short while ago, she was with Bafana Bafana when we qualified for the Afcon. Please, Shailene, let them see you. She's the performance analyst. And now, up next, let's have from Castle, Greg Fry, to also say a few words and welcome the team.
Thank you very much. To all the media, you look beautiful today, which is a nice change in the Castle shirts. I hope you're enjoying them. Congratulations to the whole team. I know there was a lot of pressure on you guys, but I think I was under a little bit more pressure because we actually went with these one nation, one jersey, one beer supporters jerseys that you see today. And we had to go to print before this game was actually played. So we went to print having full faith that you guys would come back, and thank God that you did. So, yeah, we're going to hand them out to the players, and guys, well done. We're a hell of a proud and look forward to the Afcon. I'd just like to give you, Stu, this jersey. And so thank you very much for saving my job.
You can stand up for a picture, eh? You can stand up for a picture, just a quick picture.
Stand up as well, yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much, guys. And now moving over to our proud career, South African Airways. Representing them today is Tladi Tladi. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tladi Tladi. I'm from South African Airways. Let me acknowledge the presence and recognize Maria Lidwaba, members of the executive team from SAFA, the head coach, Mr. Stuart Baxter, and his technical team, as well as our victorious team, Bafana Bafana. Let me be unconventional and say, Viva Bafana Bafana, viva!
Viva!
Long live Bafana Bafana, long live!
Long live!
Yes, indeed. Members of the media, South Africans at large, as a proud national carrier, we are very excited to form part of this joyous moment. It is indeed a moment to rightly celebrate. There are those who are asking the question, what to celebrate? This is what to celebrate. We celebrate victory. We celebrate results. We celebrate performance. That is what we stand for. To echo the words and the sentiments by Maria Lidwaba, our team, in the face of adversity, in the face of hostility, they have displayed courage, commitment, character. They have delivered. South African Airways stands behind you. South African Airways will fly you in the skies. Let's jointly collaborate and keep the flag of South African Airways and South Africa Incorporated high up in the sky. We wish you well in your endeavors and wishing you luck for Egypt 2019. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to now move to the coach and the captain. But before I do that, Dean, please come join me here. Dean Furman. Recently at Banyana Banyana, we've had players reaching great milestones. You know, getting to 150, Fifi getting to 100. Nombomelo Nyanden is now 149, just one shy of 150. Tembi Khatlana also reached 50 the other day. But we have a player here. It was just the other day when you joined Bafana Bafana, but now you're on 50 caps. How does it feel? And can you just give us what happened there on the field, just briefly?
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming to see us, and thanks for the reception. It's absolutely fantastic to see so many smiling faces for Bafana Bafana. Over my 6 years, it's not always been that way, so it's nice to see so many happy people in South Africa. For me, obviously, personal glory often pales into insignificance, so it's more about the team, and of course, once the team's doing well, then individuals can go and have their moments. So to reach 50, to join some of the legends who've gone on to reach that milestone is a fantastic achievement, and I hope for this team it's just the start of something special. We really fought out there. We gave absolutely everything. You could see it was blood, sweat, and not too many tears on the field for us. We were there at the end singing and dancing in the dressing room. It's a very special moment. I think that video has gone viral. Please excuse my singing. No, it's a special moment. This is a very strong team. We've grown together. We're undefeated throughout the campaign, and it's really an honour to be involved with this team. So I hope this just starts something special. And once again, thank you all for coming to see us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean, and congratulations, and here's to many more. Dean talks about war. It was a war out there. Captain, tell us about it. Tulani Sachayo, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the players, I'd like to appreciate the reception that we just received. It was a war there. We knew that they were going to come to us. We knew that they were going to put pressure from the first minute, and we managed to hold still, to be solid at the back, and we had a plan, and we worked on it, and we're happy that it worked.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The coach, the captain of Bafana Bafana, Tulani Sachayo, maybe he's the future coach, who knows. And now to the man who did all the planning with the assistance of Muli Finseki over here, and the goalkeeper coach, Brabani included, the team manager. Coach Stuart, when you left here, there were a lot of nerves. On the day, there were nerves, I want to believe. Just take us through what transpired and, and tell us about the singing in the dressing room. We're very interested to hear that.
Thanks for asking that. Yeah. Well, first of all, without this sounding like some sort of Oscars ceremony, we do have to thank a lot of people for helping us along the way. Our sponsors, for example, the technical team for helping me, the text and the message we got from supporters telling us that it wasn't all doom and gloom, and there were some people that were pushing that we would succeed, not waiting for us to fail. And that was important for the players to feel that. So that was really important. And then the people that were with us from Safi, the head of delegation and Ria, they're always supportive. So all of that meant that the players had a positive environment. Now, when we went there, we did our intelligence on them, and I thought they would play in a certain way. And a little look into a coach's world. I've got 4 or 5 days to change the way we've played for a year, and play with 3 centre backs and wing backs. And if I get it wrong, then you guys want me sacked. That's the coach's world. So I've got those 4 sessions. Now I'm dependent then on the players. I'm dependent on the players showing an attitude, not panicking and saying, oh, the coach is bringing something new. To embrace it and to get on with it and to be comfortable with it so that when we get onto the field we can play. And I thought in that respect the players were magnificent, I have to say. Dean Furman, for example, I don't know if he knows it, but a normal PSL game, a player will run about 10.2 kilometres. Dean ran 11.9. We had 2 or 3 that were over 11. So they gave their sweat and blood. So the way the players adapted, the way the players responded on the field, which was a very hostile environment, very hostile. I mean, I don't know if anybody could work out what they were chanting, but it wasn't. It was Bafana, FU, and it was like 14,000 people, and and throwing bottles at the technical area and etc. etc. I thought they were nervous for the first 20-30 minutes. I didn't think we played as we wanted to play with the ball. I think we were waiting for the storm, and we got it, and we weathered it. And I think once we changed a couple of things at half time, we wanted to open the pitch better, and we wanted to have a calmer aggression in our defending. And I think once we started our attacks after breaking them up, I thought we looked very, very good. And I thought the players were, as I say, I thought they were magnificent to a man. And the lads that were supporting from the bench and the lads that were supporting from the stand, everybody, they did a fantastic job for the country, and they need to be recognised for doing that. The singing, I think, the least said about that, the better. I think that's.
And how important is this win for South Africa and for yourself and for the team?
Yeah, for me, look, honestly, if it was important for me, I would have stuck with 4-2-3-1, and I wouldn't have taken any chances. Now, for me, the biggest bonus we get, and the players have to excuse me on this, but I've worked in so many countries now where they have had major championships and they've qualified for these major events. And I saw the people in South Africa when we had the World Cup. So the massive motivation I've had is to try and give the people that have met us out there, give them an involvement in one of these major championships. So that for me has always been the main thing. And for the players. So I think the players deserve to go to a major championship. Dean said that we haven't lost for 1 year. We've conceded 2 goals in this Afcon qualification. One from a very, very dodgy penalty, and one as an own goal against Nigeria. Now, I don't think that's bad. I don't know how we can find anything negative in that. And the fact that we have qualified, we were very well aware of the fact that if we go there and we scrape through, there's going to be just as much, they didn't beat Seychelles, and there's been as much as that as there would be of qualification. So the lads went out there and they made sure that we carried out a game plan, we stopped them from playing, We knew they would come on to us more and more with their passion and emotion, and the crowd would drive them. And we knew if we could get the ball into our attacking unit, we'd hurt them. And the defenders defended stronger and stronger and stronger. So I just thought that it was right, and it was well done by the lads. And I think every South African should be pleased and proud of them. Whether we now go on and we finish first or 10th or whatever we do, that's something that we will do in the spirit, I hope, of cooperation. And can I just say, one of the things that helped was the PSL's decision to give us a couple of sessions. They changed games to give me 2, possibly 3 more sessions. Impossible for me to get the players where they were on the night of the game if I didn't have those 3 sessions. So I'd like to thank the PSL, all the clubs, the coaches that gave us their players, and the willingness. And I hope that that is something of a little bit of a watershed, that we can continue with that. So that's also been a massive help.
And Tulani, from players' point of view, how important was this victory and the qualification?
From the players' view, it was very important, and we knew that winning this game was going to unite the nation, and it did. And we appreciate every support that we received back in the country. And qualifying for the Afcon, like the coach said, that we've climbed the mountain now, and it's a challenge that we've climbed, only to find out in the top that there's more to climb. So our next challenge is to do well in the Afcon.
Thank you very much. Members of the media, this is now your chance. I'm going to make a plea. As I said, the players or the team rather, has been traveling since 8 o'clock yesterday morning, so there won't be any one-on-ones. So if you can just kindly ask your questions now, so that when we're done here, they can just all swiftly leave, going back to their places. If you have questions, this is the time. Just say who you are, where you're from, and who the question is directed to. Do you have questions? No questions. Oh. Do you have a microphone there?
Stuart, just a bit of a technical question. It seemed like they left the grass long because we like our quick passing game. You could see the ball holding up, and it took about half an hour, but we seemed to adapt to that.
Yeah.
Just how did we adapt? It seemed like, did
well,
we figure it out on the field, or was it?
No, it's a good point, Mark, because they did virtually everything they could do to try to knock us out of our stride. We went there the night before, and it had been raining. And the grass was long, but because it had been raining heavily, it was still a bit slick. So we played really well the night before in our pre-match, and I think that buoyed the players a little bit. When we got there, it had been sunny all day. They'd trimmed it but not cut it, and so it was a bit difficult. It was sticking and it was bouncing a little bit awkwardly. But as it got dark, there was a bit of dew that came. And I think that helped the speed of the ball, and the more we opened the field, that was tactically 1, and 2 technically, that the ball was actually moving now and we could get our players on the ball. I think that was a big advantage for us, and the lads worked it out.
Stuart, coach, congrats for qualifying.
Thank you.
I know that most of your players are on social media and quite active. And there was a lot going on social media just before, a couple of days, maybe even hours before the game started on Sunday. How would you say, maybe you, as a team, how do you block all the negativity from outside, entering the dressing room and destabilizing the team?
It's difficult. You've got sports psychology. They talk about living in the here and now, and they talk about being in this bubble and not allowing things in, but that presupposes that you've got a strong mentality, because that little voice, that negative voice, it can grow until it's almost deafening, and then you choke. And I think that voice would have been very, very easy for the players to let it grow, but I don't think they did. I think once we'd got the game underway, I think there was a resoluteness, and there was a show of character and a show of focusing and discipline that I think we want to see, we've been longing to see on a regular basis. And I think this squad now, I said to them after the game, I said, I can't say exactly what I said, but let me paraphrase it. I said that now people don't mess around with you anymore. People can expect when you go a goal down against Nigeria, you can come back. And when you go a goal down against Paraguay, in 5 minutes to go, you're still pushing. And when you go to a hostile place, that you're not phased. Now, I think that those are qualities that maybe we've been wanting for a long time, and they've certainly got to build on that.
That's our coach. That's great.
I've got two questions. One for you, coach, and Andre. I don't know whoever can answer it.
Can I just take the coaches and then we'll give it another?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe I should leave the coach now. Okay, well, you can answer it, coach. Darren Kidd has been celebrated by the nation for
Yeah.
his performance in goal.
Yeah.
We spoke a lot about the goalkeepers a month ago.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can share with us some of the discussions with the entire technical team and the young man to encourage him ahead of what was, as you said, a very important performance. And
Yeah.
then for the head of delegation, the nation is celebrating Bafana Bafana, and when they perform this well, we know that there are issues in discussions of bonuses to celebrate them. Are there any discussions along those lines to celebrate these young men?
Yeah, with regards to the goalkeeping situation, look, I said going into this that we had two goalkeepers. We had two goalkeepers that are so close to each other that they push each other. And I said that during the camp we will make a call, and it can be that Darren's having a few bad days and Ron's having a few outstanding days, and that will be the difference. But what we knew was that they play with at least one big forward, and the further the game goes, the more passionate and more frustrated they will be if we've got a favourable result. So they will go longer and longer. So we played in a certain way. We wanted to play with wing backs because the wing backs could get out and block crosses more quickly, and we wanted to play with three big centre backs because we wanted them to deal with that bombardment. Now, we worked quite hard on defending our box, and once we'd made the decision that we think Darren's going to be the one that starts, then Andre wanted to give Darren in training the sort of picture that he will get on the night, because we're going to provoke that picture. We're going to drop a bit deeper, but we're going to get out there quick, disturb the cross and defend, and we're going to hold the box, and you're going to have to come and help us out, mate. So the game started with a few balls that Darren came and claimed, and I think his confidence grew, and then they just kept inviting him to, well, grow your confidence a little bit more, go and have that one as well. And of course that means that then when he's shot stopping or whatever he's doing, he's kicking, he's doing it with confidence. So I thought it was an excellent performance from Darren. He's an excellent goalkeeper. We got two excellent keepers, and we got one, Bruce, that was with us and gained immense experience from being involved in that event, which is what we wanted. So Andre's had a good camp, and the keepers have had a good camp, and Darren was a reflection of that work that was done, because I think he almost was enjoying the game. It was almost, it seemed to me like he's saying, "Go on, then throw another one in. I'll come and take that as well." So I think the attitude that the players had in the last 15 minutes of the game, I've not seen from this squad. I've not seen from a South African team for a long time, and that was one of, we believe in the setup, we believe in this. You can throw stuff in, but we're going to deal with it. And I think that was nice. And on the back of that, then Percy and Lebo and Temba and the more attacking players could get up the field, and I think it was great to see.
My question, Musigudi, I'll ask the head of administration at SAFA to respond.
I think what we need to indicate is that money has never been an issue for us. We're extremely proud of the manner in which they went into this match, into the entire campaign. It's never been an issue for us. What we deal with the finance and closeness is how we think we will manage to face this issue. I think the players need to be saluted and need to be congratulated for their professionalism, both the NCD coach as well as the vice president. They looked after the warriors, they knew what they had to do, and they fought for the country and fought for the band, and they came home and brought you.
coach and Mamria's question. For Mamria or anyone at SAFA, the mandate was to qualify. We have qualified. What's the mandate in Egypt? Where do you want the team to go as far as the tournament is concerned? And for the coach, you sounded a bit not sure when we last spoke to you, when you announced the team, whether you're going to continue or not. Now that I think you're going to continue. By the way, I'm seeing. I feel you're going to continue now. In Egypt, Afcon, where do you want the team, what will satisfy you at the tournament?
Well, look, what I've said, and it's the truth and the reality of a coach. A coach will do a job as long as he feels that he can do a job. People will not need to tell me you can't coach Bafana because you're blah blah blah. I will know that myself, and that will be for different reasons. It may be for my own motivation, my own health. It may be because I don't feel that I'm taking the team where I want it to go. It can be a million things, and at that point I could resign. Now, at that point as well, other people could think you're not doing that and sack me. And so that's where we were when we went to Tunisia. Now, I could have been sacked, and I could have said no, this is not for me. So, you know, that can work in a lot of ways. But I think that this squad of players has shown that despite all those possibilities, yes, we can lose. Yes, we may get hammered. Yes, we may get adulation poured over us if we can win 5-0. They put all that to one side and they did a job. So in that respect, my ambitions for the future really pale. They should take a back seat. What I want them to do in Egypt is, I don't think that we should set any. Well, now we should go and win it. Now semi-final would be okay. We have just qualified for the first time in a long time, and qualified well. Now, I think that the next step in the development of this squad is to go there and develop a personality, develop an identity. And I've said to the players, I've said, when we go to Egypt, I want you to tell people, this is South Africa, this is what we are, and be proud of that. Because I think if they can be proud of that, then I think everybody else will be proud of that. And I think that is our goal. If that takes us to third place or winning it, and we can't do any more, then I think we should realise that is progress and that is development. Because I've been a part of English national teams with the golden generation of Paul Scholes, Stevie Gerrard and these people who failed. And they failed because the expectations were so high. And in England we were saying we were so good, but we didn't really get it. If you let them play, we will be good, but we're tying weights around their neck. I don't want these lads to have weights around their neck. They deserve to be going to Egypt. Let's go and have a really good go at them. Let them know that South Africa are not here to be tourists. Let them know that we have an identity, and show the same fierce strength that they showed there and determination to do that job. And I'll stand by them if they finish 5th, 6th, 7th or win it.
Yeah, the mandate was to qualify for Egypt, and Stuart has done that. We have qualified now for Egypt. Remember, for the first time, there's going to be 24 countries for the first time in Afcon. So South Africa must go there and not add the numbers. They have to go there. We expect the team. We have got a very good team. We expect them to go there and not add the numbers, and go there and participate and make the country proud. We're not going to say we don't want to win, I'm sure all South African wants to see the team in the final. They want to see the team bringing back the trophy. That would be good for South Africa. But we are not going to put any kind of mandate and say go to the final. We have qualified for Egypt. The team must go there and make South African proud. And we believe with the performance that we have seen in Tunisia that they can go there and make us proud. Thank you.
Coach, I just want to ask about Percy Tau, just because obviously his two clinical strikes, or perhaps, I mean, you can look at it very plainly and say they were the difference between going out of the competition to an extremely dodgy penalty and going through with a 2-1 win, if you want to put it that way. But what have you seen an improvement in Percy Tau since he's gone to Belgium over the last few months? Because obviously he's become sort of a talisman for South Africa in the sense that, you know, he scores vital goals, he keeps producing these performances for his national team.
Yeah, I think it's easy to get intoxicated by the one that scores the goals. It certainly is. I mean, and that's just a fact. But we do need to look at the development of Percy, and I think Percy's going to be an important player for South Africa for quite a long time. In the first half, Percy was not clear in his own mind. He was getting on the ball and he was looking to do a lot of things and not really deciding to do anything. And we wanted Percy to be a bit sharper, let other people come into the game and make a quicker decision. We spoke about shooting around defenders because that's something that we've identified from the World Cup that was a trend. That when people defend deep and there's lots of bodies there, if you can shoot round the defender, then the goalkeeper gets unsighted. So we just asked Percy at half time just to make sure you make quicker decisions, and if you get your strike away and you miss the target, that's okay, but get the strike away. Don't be in two minds, because I think he was twice in the first half where we were in good positions, but it just ran out into nothing. So Percy, the second half, I thought he was very, very lively, but we played better. We opened the field better. We got the balls into him and Lebo, and Lebo is an absolute monster to play against. You know, if you look at their players, he's knocking them over, and they're having to grab him around the neck. And if the referee's anything like, then we get a few very dangerous set plays. But we didn't, because he didn't give it us. But Lebo did that thankless job, and we could get Percy in the next phase. So I think Percy's going to be very important. I think he has got better since he went to Belgium, but I think that's a confidence thing. I don't think he's getting, let's say, better coaching or even the matches in the Belgian second division. I don't think that's. It's not like he's playing for Barcelona, you know, which would stretch you. I think Percy can handle that. And I think the fact that he's gone to Europe and can handle it, that's helping his confidence. I think he needs to make another step, and I think he will do. And I think he's got to find his role now in the national team, which it's being developed. And that's why I was optimistic, because when the first game, he'd just gone to Belgium and he was a bit flat. And I was sure that if we could get the ball into Lebo and Percy, the more they poured forward in their frustration, the more that we would hurt them.
Coach Tsepa from ENCA, congratulations on the victory and making us forget about load shedding. Coach, I know it's a very difficult question to answer, but you know South Africans, you've been here for a long time. You now
ask it anyway,
yeah, now you have put us at that level. Our emotions are very high, and expectations obviously are going to be very high. Yeah. We are going into a tournament that is extended.
Yeah.
I don't know, from your side, do you think that it gives us like an advantage or a chance to at least go to the semi-finals?
Look, I'll be honest, and I don't want to say this and bring pressure onto the players, because they know that's not what I'm about. I don't think that this squad of players that we have at the moment should fear anybody. I will be saying to them, no matter who's on the other side of the field, we can beat them. I mean, I don't think Nigeria will be scared of anybody, and we just beat them and drew with them. You know, the Nigerian coach has texted me a few times in the build-up and jokingly didn't want us to be in Egypt, and there's a reason for that. And I think that the players can go there not fearing anybody and also having no fear. Because what would you fear? You'd fear losing the game, and you'd fear not going as far as everybody thinks or hopes. But there will always be expectations, and we've got to make a friend of that, you know. And then we've got to put those expectations to one side and perform. And I think the players that we've got at the moment are doing a good job doing that. And the tighter they get, the less they should fear, because the more we should just concentrate on what we do. And I think that's the thing. If that takes us to a final or a semi-final or a groups, I don't know at this moment in time, but I will certainly emphasise for the players that they don't think of the expectations. They do think about being as good as they can be and not settling for 85% of that.
Coach, I'd just like to find out if the CAF Champions League, over here at the back, if the CAF Champions League has played a part in adding to the steel of your side or the metal, because they've been exposed to these hostile environments throughout these campaigns.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, because the more you're in that situation. I remember there was a Swedish centre-back called Glenn Hussein who played for Liverpool, and he was a good friend of mine, and he said to me, he says, at one stage, he said, you could take Liverpool Football Club, the team, drop them in any part of the world, in any environment, and we played exactly the same. He says, we just played normal. He says, we didn't play better under pressure. He says, because you don't. He said, but nothing. Bad refereeing decisions, going a goal down early, violent crowd, pitch invasion, a broken leg and ambulances on the pitch. He says nothing fazed us. And I think the more you can be put in each situation, I mean, we find that in normal life, don't we? You know, if you've got to give a presentation for your editor, and the first time you do that, you're sweating a little bit. The second time a bit better, the third, fourth and fifth, you're okay with it. And I think that the players, the Sundowns players, the Chiefs players, the Pirates players, the Supersport players and Wits players that come out and get exposed to this, I think, yeah, it must help them. Then there's another dimension. It's like the Ryder Cup in golf. The greatest players in the world feel that because they're playing for a country or Europe, it's much more difficult to keep yourself under control. And I think even though they've been out there, playing for your country is something different, and you have to get used to that. So that's why an otherwise experienced player can come and take a few games, and therefore even he should have we should have a bit of patience with him. But it's a good point. The more we're out there, the more we win this sort of game. We smash those barriers, don't we? I don't think we'll be able to do this. The expectation is they'll choke. No, then we're not usually good in this environment. Well, no one thought we could beat Nigeria till we beat them. Then they can't beat us. Suddenly now we've gone there, we've smashed that barrier. Now we've got to kick on. We've got to show that's something that's the past, and now we can deal with it.
Yep, Sandy from ENCA. First of all, congratulations to you, coach, and of course your players for qualifying for the Afcon. Just in terms of the mental aspect, the South African psyche, as an outsider looking in, when you speak to football coaches across the continent and football people in general, they actually are wary of South African players because South Africans are skillful, they're fast. Just in terms of the South African psyche, you've seen this with the Springboks against the All Blacks. There's always a mental wall there until you actually beat them. What's your take on the South African psyche? Because South Africa have gone to big countries and actually got results. Have you seen a shift in terms of the mental aspect of your players in terms of actually getting results on the continent?
Yeah, look, I think again, I liken the sort of mental environment that they had in England, where huge expectations. They had undoubted talent, but couldn't handle. We used to say that the England shirt weighs very heavily, and at times the Bafana shirt weighs very heavy. You know, so when does it weigh heaviest? Heaviest is when the expectations are highest. So you'll play against a smaller team, and you've got more chance of losing. Why? Because that voice of what if is so loud, and maybe we underestimate, and we come up with all these explanations. That disappears when you play in Spain or Brazil or Nigeria, because the expectations say, well, come on, let's have a real go at these, let's show what we can do. And then we play with no handbrake on. Now the trick is to be able to play with no handbrake no matter who you're playing against. And I think this group of players are getting better at that. Are we perfect? No, not by a long way, because the first 20-30 minutes I don't think we set ourselves at the right level. We were rushing our work, and we were getting a bit sloppy, but we got better, and that's a great indicator that the team are rectifying things whilst on the field. So I can't speak for the Springboks, I can't speak for the Proteas, I can't speak for the different codes, because I think it's slightly different. Their journey's been slightly different. But I think the football journey, if we can add some structure that gives us a stability that we recognise, and based on that structure we then express ourselves, and we express ourselves without fear, and without fear of the expectations impeding upon me, then I think we can move forward, and we can move forward with big strides.
Thank you very much, Coach. We've come to the end of our presser, but before we go, in closing, let me ask Coach Des to come forward, and the Technical Director, Neil Tovey. If you can just very quickly come forward. Coach Desri, you go into the World Cup. Bafana Bafana is going to Afcon. From one coach to the other, from one team to the other. What can you say? Message to the team?
Good. Good afternoon, everyone. Normally I sit with Shalene and watch, and she calms me down because I get very agitated. But I was sitting alone in my room, and when the first 20 minutes, as Coach Stuart said, was a bit hectic for me. I was sometimes on my phone, but then I calmed down a bit, and when the first goal went in, I thought that's it. And then we got that penalty. I would just like to say, a job well done. It was a magnificent fight on the field. You showed your all, and you showed what we can do. Coach Stuart, fantastic. To the captain, to the delegation. I thought it was a performance that showed what South Africans can do, the fighting spirit, and the way we can play. And the 2 goals, my word, it was fantastic. But you got to commend the whole team, everybody, because of a job well done. So looking forward to Afcon. Go out there and just show what you can do, and do your best, because that's all you can do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach Desri. And with the vote of thanks, the Technical Director, Mr. Neil Tovey.
Yeah, good afternoon all. I know the players just want to get home and get back to their clubs. But just a vote of thanks to the sponsors for your tremendous input to this team, because it takes a lot of effort to keep this team going. Our flagship of the Federation. To the delegation, congrats as well, and obviously to the technical staff, and obviously to the players. What a wonderful result, guys. You know, it was very, very heartening to see that the mentality was tremendous out there. You didn't get antagonized. You were there lifting yourselves every moment of the game, and you grew as the game went. So that's a makeup of a very, very good team. And you believe in yourselves, that's all you have to do. And also just a vote of thanks also to the media and all the supporters that are giving a backing of this team. We're on a tremendous path this year with all our teams qualifying, and what we are doing in the Federation technically is going in upward trend. So that's wonderful to see. Our Vision 2022, which a lot of people ask what the hell it is, but it's going in the right direction, and our teams are qualifying, and there's a lot of happiness in the association. I think there's a lot of happiness in the country at this moment in time. So vote of thanks to everybody. Thank you for coming, and just remember to support the team. They need the support in all areas, and expectations are there. We all live with expectations, but I just think you just have to draw a line where we are. You know, the pressure. What is pressure? Pressure is a cyclone coming in Mozambique and Zimbabwe and causing chaos. You know, so where are we in our life? You know, life's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. So, you know, our thoughts go out to Mozambique and to Zimbabwe, our close neighbours, of the turmoil that's happened in their country. So it's not all that bad, guys. It's not all that bad at all. So, yeah, very, very good. Thank you to everybody involved. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much to everyone for coming. Just a quick one. I'm going to ask everyone to move back because we're going to take a team picture here with the team, and then so that we can all go. Thank you to the top table. Hope you get some nice rest. You deserve it. So if you can just move back a bit, the chairs. You're gonna be wearing these shirts. You're gonna get them now, and then we take a picture. Then you can go. Thank you very much. Have an awesome day.
Ele marca,